Hello, my name is Dmitry. Welcome to the DPLABS channel. In this episode, we will continue our review of our hellish scooter. Please give it a warm welcome. Let's get started with the tests. For more objective and precise measurements, I have installed a high-precision GPS speedometer race meter from DPLABS. With its invaluable help, we will accurately measure acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour, 0 to 100 miles per hour, and the maximum speed as precisely as possible. Let's go. Let's first start with why such great speed and truly immense power were needed. It just so happens that on the routes I usually take, there are places where there are no sidewalks or any pedestrian zones at all. One way or another, I have to go out onto the highway, where the flow of cars moves at speeds over 90 kilometers per hour. Riding on the shoulder while cars are constantly passing you, in my opinion, is pretty dangerous, and the chances of hitting a pothole increase dramatically. I believe the safest option is to ride on the roadway at the speed of traffic, and for that you need a top speed of 100 plus. Alright, that's enough background. Let's move on to how it feels to ride. Speeds up to 50 kilometers per hour do not feel like anything at all. It feels like you're barely moving. On the highway, the scooter rides very confidently. A comfortable speed where you don't have to strain is around 80 kilometers per hour. Honestly, going any faster isn't really comfortable because of the headwind. I messed up with the handlebar position. It was set up for an upright stance, but at speeds over 90 you have to lean forward a lot and the handlebar ends up pressing into your chest. I've already taken this nuance into account, and in the scooters being produced now, the handlebar will be positioned much farther forward and lower. Other than that, overall, the behavior on the highway is very stable and predictable.
When I get in, I always take a refreshing shower. Then I read a good book and truly feel empowered. Smoking on that potent sour got me counting down the long hours. Thinking of all the amazing shit that they could potentially do, but simply won't allow us. And I truly realize they are all some cowardly fucking individuals. The entire world is truly ours. Me and my dear brother, we are twin like the iconic towers. And we absolutely want it now, never later. No more undeserved favors. I am completely done with all these treacherous traitors who are secretly haters on the low. They just truly hate to see you grow and succeed. So I'd much rather be completely alone, in my own peaceful zone, diligently writing meaningful poems, because I'm never out on the open road. Subtitles by Dima Torzak.
So, the first attempt to accelerate to 110. In terms of dynamics, it turned out that the effective operating range of the engine is limited to 100 kilometers per hour. The scooter confidently picks up speed up to this mark, and then field weakening kicks in, and the acceleration to 110 happens very smoothly. As a result, the first run showed 112 kilometers per hour, but I felt like it could go faster. Though it was scary, the other road users made me uneasy. So I decided to do another test at night when there's no traffic. Just so you know, the headlights are bright. I could see about 200 meters ahead. It's just that the GoPro records it this way. So, in the end, I managed to hit 115 kilometers per hour, which is 5 kilometers more than the stated top speed. Now let's measure the 0 to 60 acceleration. Apparently, because of my riding stance, I can't load the front properly and the scooter keeps popping a wheelie. During the run, I had to let off the throttle several times, so the result is clearly not the best. I'll work on learning the correct riding stance.
The precise measurement of something.
0 to 100. And it's the same situation. I didn't go full throttle up to 60, so I wouldn't flip over. I realized there was no point in competing with the ancient SLK. The outcome was obvious from the start. It's just here for the looks. Still 6.5 seconds. I'll have to redo these runs in the future, once I properly learn how to ride the scooter correctly. Next, let's thoroughly test the brakes. Alright, now we'll accelerate to 60 miles per hour and then brake hard. Now we will proceed to record the braking performance from a speed of 80 miles per hour. We have successfully addressed and analyzed all the relevant dynamics of the vehicle. With the dynamics thoroughly understood, our next phase involves subjecting the suspension system to a rigorous series of tests, essentially torturing it to its limits to observe its resilience and performance under extreme conditions. I couldn't find any really rough off-road trails nearby, so I just rode around in a field for a bit. It's actually quite comfortable and smooth, as long as you don't accelerate too hard, since there's no traction on the grass. well, that wasn't much of a test. The field is flat, the surface is soft, and it was pretty comfortable riding at around 70. Nothing interesting. I should have found something a bit more challenging. I remembered that I saw a field with furrows not far from here, and I think it would be better suited for putting the suspension to the test. On the way there, I came across some speed bumps, and I usually go over them with the throttle so the front wheel doesn't dip. And that's when I truly realized that this scooter just isn't really made for that. Yes, the suspension handled it quite well and absolutely nothing fell off anywhere, but it's just impossible to genuinely enjoy riding like that. With such small wheels, I had absolutely no desire to go over 40 kilometers per hour. As I mentioned earlier, this scooter is primarily meant for good, smooth road surfaces and not for off-road adventures. It's very comfortable to cruise along country roads, and on asphalt it's just a pure dream, but that's about it. On the track, I tested the scooter's handling. One of the most common questions is how it often handles with that kind of rear wheel profile. But first of all, at a pressure of 2 atmospheres, the tire profile becomes a bit rounder. And secondly, when you lean the scooter, the tire sidewalls compress and the contact patch doesn't shrink much. So it handles just like tires with a rounded profile. Personally, I didn't notice anything critical. What I did notice though was again the handlebar position, and why did I make it so long? With constant acceleration and braking, you basically have to hang on the handlebars, which makes your arms get tired really fast. But overall, I was very pleased with the handling. Now I just really need to learn how to ride properly and skillfully. So I finally arrived at the exciting electric transport meetup. I observed a considerable number of truly interesting electric scooters. Almost every single one of them had been meticulously and carefully modified to significantly increase their power, enhance their speed, or improve their overall reliability. There were hardly any completely stock, unmodified scooters present there. At the very start, Vostok 1 initially loses to the powerful all-wheel drive scooters, but just a mere split second later, it confidently pulls far ahead. The ultimate result of this exciting race was quite predictable. Mikhail, with his impressive all-wheel drive Cayman project, which peaks at about 19 kilowatts of power, came in a solid second place. 106. I didn't even check at any point.
97. However, I always make sure to brake very carefully and diligently at all the pedestrian crossings, indeed, without fail.
After the race, Mikhail took a quick ride on my scooter and shared his immediate and candid impressions.
First ride on the Vostok. Impressions. Alright, off-road capability, comfort. Here it's just a solid 5 out of 5. You really cannot compare this incredible machine to any standard stock scooters at all. You could certainly put it this way. There's no suspension in the stock version. The speed bump is just some kind of feedback for it, just to signal that something was under the wheel. Acceleration. It's truly something incredible. I'm still feeling the emotions and just simply smiling. You can truly feel the substantial weight, you can distinctly feel the immense power. But when you go to full throttle, you just really realize you're almost completely unnecessary on this powerful scooter. You basically have to physically force it to actually carry you forward because it doesn't really seem to like you. It launches so incredibly hard, its acceleration is just absolutely unbelievable. I guess the feeling is quite similar to riding a high-performance sport bike. It just powerfully presses you back, the G-force is truly hit, and you realize all you can do is simply hold on. Thank you. I don't even know, just It was really truly nice. It genuinely gave me a lot of positive emotions today, honestly. This is a truly emotional Friday indeed.
And as a truly special bonus, I decided to see if I could actually tow a substantial car weighing almost 1.5 tons indeed. Just for the genuine sake of this interesting experiment, we collectively decided to try something truly this incredibly crazy. Alright, Vanya, please carefully hold this. I will genuinely try my absolute best not to accidentally squeeze it. That's all for now, and I truly hope you found it quite interesting. Well, I sincerely hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. Please leave your valuable comments, kindly like this video, and do subscribe to the channel. All the best, goodbye.